Man, this is lifestyles of the poor and unfucking fortunate. But I tell you what, bitch, we got views.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to
ChadArmesTV.com.
And a very important message before we get started. Just real quick, we wanted to take 1 second just to let everyone know about something. Opportunity. An opportunity has came forth now to where you, as a creator, artist, entertainer of some sort, someone, I don't know, that we should be aware of, has the opportunity to be a part of ChadArmesTV now. Either through a spotlight interview that we feature every week on ChadArmesTV, or a guest here on the IGSSTS podcast. Those opportunities in the past have never been available. And with the content we've been able to bring to y'all over the past year and a half, more opportunities have presented themselves for us continuously. And before it gets out of reach, we want to make sure that the opportunity is there for y'all as well. So if this message has any value to you whatsoever, please take one moment, feel free to contact me or Chad Arms right now. Either DM us on Instagram, or currently our emails are listed right below. With all that being said, hope you enjoy this week's episode, or today's episode rather. Yeah. Show and prove to the dirt. ChadArmesTV.com. Let's go. Yo, real quick, let's take 1 second, Chad, real quick, just to thank one of our sponsors, the GOAT, Mark Gray over at South Nashville Heating and Cooling.
For sure.
Right? Those guys are amazing at what they do. They're expert in any type of HVAC services you could ever want. We're talking like expert design, superior service, quality installation since 1985.
85, dude. 85.
That's almost 40 years.
That's just, dude, that's insane.
I just turned 40. That's a long time. I'm really old. So obviously these guys know what they're doing. You guys need anything like that? Let me show you. These guys right here, they're the guys to call. Y'all see the name, the number, anything you may need, South Nashville Heating and Cooling can get it done.
For sure. And what better time to have them come help you out.
You said it, dude.
It's hotter than two rats making hot, passionate whoopee in a wool sock outside at all times.
That sounds pretty accurate.
You walk outside and you have heat stroke.
That's dead on. I totally agree.
Mark's your go-to guy. If you want it blowing snow biscuits in your crib, you hit up South Nashville Heating and Cooling.
Do them a favor. When you get them on the phone, tell them you heard about them when I got some shit to say to podcast. For what it's worth. But, yeah, one more time, shout out to South Nashville Heating and Cooling, man. Y'all see the name. Y'all see the number, man. Get at them.
Hey, how are ya? Want to know why I smell so good all the time? www.kingdomfragrances.com. My boy Steve, stop paying retail prices for cologne or perfume. Hit the link in the description. It's my affiliate link. When you set up a new account with kingdomfragrances.com and make your first order, you get 15% off that entire order. He's got some of the best pricing on the internet, and he's got great products, and he gets them to you in a timely manner. Hit up my boy Steve, kingdomfragrances.com, and I promise you, you're going to smell good just like I do, and you're not going to spend near as much as if you go pay retail. ChadArmesTV, giggity.
It's I got some shit to say to podcast, man. We're back like we don't stop, because trust me, we never do. All we do is work. Y'all know me.
Fuck you, Squid.
That's right, R.I.P.
Whizzle fizzle.
Forever and always. With me, as always, Mika Padre, the one and only ChadArmesTV.com.
Yeah.
That guy. And with us today, our new friend. He's in town. He's from the Chicago area, I guess we'll say. You'll hear it distinctively in his voice as soon as he speaks, but I promise you guys, if you don't know who's with us already, we're about to introduce you to SMG Jimmy, ladies and gentlemen.
Good, y'all?
Hell yeah, man. Round of applause.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Hell yeah, man.
No problem at all.
I appreciate you pulling up, bro.
Yeah.
This is I found out about SMG Jimmy through my dog Jonathan Craig.
Yeah. Very close.
Shout out JC.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
very
JC.
close friend of the
Big
show.
John.
Shout out
TV.
Jarvis. Shout out JC.
Yeah, the whole crew. Those are very close friends of ours.
Yeah.
So
that's how I found out about SMG Jimmy about a year ago.
Yep.
Man, blessings. That's what both of them have done to me.
Yeah. So
yeah.
go ahead.
So coming from like we said, we're up north. Jimmy drove down last night. He's in town with us for a few days.
Yes, sir.
This has been in the works now for, I don't know, about a month, I guess.
Yeah, something like that.
But like Chad said, dude, you've been on our radar just because it's like extended family. So like, and it's funny because when Jimmy pulled up today, it wasn't even, I don't know how you feel about it. And I'm kind of like putting you on in the spotlight here, but it ain't like been weird or awkward. Like you're just a homie.
Man.
Like,
Yeah, y'all cool as hell.
right?
Man.
As soon as
I pulled up, I was like, oh man, y'all getting down just like me. So
right?
we straight.
Right? And as soon as it switched, as soon as he walked through the door, it's just like, yeah, man, nice to finally meet you type shit.
Yeah,
but then
facts.
it's just like, bro, we've sat here for a good hour or so. I was waiting on a fucking Amazon delivery and shit.
Yeah.
Like, so I don't
didn't
know.
even notice, man. It was just time flies, man.
And fun fact, inside baseball, my dumbass booked this one right in the middle of UT Florida game, and I'm kind of like losing my mind right now. But it's almost a half, so we're good. But
I
we're
can
still
check my phone
losing
for the score and stuff,
Yeah,
so.
I said I was gonna watch it off camera, and that hasn't happened. But it's totally fine. I'll just have anxiety the whole fucking episode. Nah, I'm just playing.
Y'all are up
Man, I feel that though.
17-14.
If my team was
fuck
playing,
yeah.
I'd be freaking out.
Yeah.
Is it the third yet?
It's halftime. 17-14
Oh, dope.
at
Because
half.
remember, fun fact, sorry. But right before we started the episode, I checked, and there was 30 seconds left in the half. I wasn't sure who had the ball, and we were
Y'all must-
losing
y'all must have had
14-10.
it. Yeah,
Oh, so it's at halftime?
yeah 17-14
Oh, y'all
balls.
had a
up.
last second touchdown.
Yeah, right before the half. But I told Jimmy, man, being a UT fan, you never know what the fuck's going to happen when it comes to playing Florida. You just never fucking know. Like,
It's
that's
the year,
just the
man.
life.
It's the year for you, man. I got faith in your team.
Oh, well, I mean, that's,
Hell
yeah,
dude.
I guess. That sounded great coming from you, though. So, you being up north Chicago, college football, not really big in your world?
Not
We
really.
spoke about that a little bit off camera.
I'm a diehard sports guy, but college football, college basketball, I'm really, I'm not really big into college stuff. I'm more professional.
No, I totally get it, bro. There's too many fucking teams.
Dude, the thing about it with me is, it's what are they doing? You have no idea who the best team is at the end of the year.
No.
Every year.
No,
So
you're right.
Yeah, there's going to be Alabama and Georgia in the college football Final Four.
Yeah.
But you've seen undefeated teams like not even get a chance.
Yeah.
So it's like,
That's what I hate.
What the fuck is the point of that?
Yeah.
Like,
And then go undefeated and not even be considered for a national championship. I totally understand what you're saying. Like,
and it's like, if you're gonna have all these teams, and you clearly have the SEC and certain teams out of other divisions that are the best teams, why are they not all in the same division?
Yeah,
I can understand that argument.
I mean? Like, put all the top, so it's fair competition. I'm tired of watching teams get blown out by 50 points.
But I think it's just the whole recruitment process is kind of like stupid to me. As far as like scholarships go, it's like all the top tier players want to go to the same fucking schools. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you get them ones that are like kind of ballsy with it and choose like a school that they know they're going to get immediate playing time or an immediate spotlight role type scenario.
See, if I was like a talented athlete, that'd be the only school I would choose.
Is it like a top tier school?
No, where I'm going to
Somewhere
get a
you're gonna
role
play immediately.
and get a chance to show who I am.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I didn't know, while we're on sports, I didn't know that you couldn't go to the NBA straight out of high school no more.
No,
I didn't know
it's
that.
one and done.
One and done.
Yeah,
now.
that's been for a while.
I didn't know that.
That's how Kentucky got lit up with Calipari. He was
yeah.
He's like the king of the one and dones.
Yeah, and see, I saw where they're changing the age back to 18 now.
Now it's going to be out to high school. Yeah.
So that's going to be a thing again.
And I heard there's a reason why they're doing that.
Well, yeah, NCAA let the players start getting paid.
I heard there's a more specific reason why that's happening. That's
Probably
what
to say
made me
fuck
make
the
that
double
comment.
Probably to say fuck the
Ah.
NCAA. No.
To enable LeBron James to have at least one playing season with his son.
Oh God, there's no
Dude,
way
you're
they're doing.
so not wrong. That is so
That's-
the reason too. Now that you said
That's
that,
so lame. That
I
they
heard
would
it on a
make them.
podcast.
God,
What podcast
that
did I hear that on?
immediately sounded correct to me.
Damn, what was dude on, dog? He's the dude when you play. Okay, Chad, when you play 2K23 now,
Yeah.
right? And you do a My Player,
Yeah.
and you walk into the gym. There's a gentleman there, and his name is Chris something, and he meets you, and he's like a world-renowned like trainer, like right. He's a young guy. He played Chris Burkett or Burkett
Mullen?
No.
Shout out Chris Mullen.
Yeah, shout out Chris Mullen for
Shout out
sure.
Chris Mullen.
God, that's gonna kill me. But he was just on somebody's podcast that I listen to all the fucking time. Total brain fart. But he said that.
Well,
Like,
that
just-
makes me not like LeBron.
He said they're
more
about to
than I
change all
already
that.
don't
They're
like
about
him.
to change all that one and done thing. They're going to change it back to where you can go. Trust me, and it's going to happen because of that reason. And then when he said it, I was like, damn, you know, because timeline wise, that's how they can make that happen. They have enough time to switch that rule to where, you know, he's young still.
Literally, the second you said that, I was like,
Made so
oh, he's
sense.
100% right. Like that was not even. That's totally the reason.
I don't like LeBron at all.
Oh, you're talking to like the number one LeBron.
I was gonna say you've been from Chicago.
I hate LeBron.
Yeah,
bro.
I figured that. Not because
not
of Jordan.
personal or anything like
No,
that.
me neither.
Not
It's just,
personal or not like that. But you motherfucker beat us every year that we were good with Derrick Rose.
yeah.
There's got to be
Every
a
year.
way I can see
And then you hurt him. Like,
who the fuck it was that I was listening to that on. Y'all bear with me for a minute, but it was the Chris Burkett.
I looked up Chris Burkett. There's not a Chris Burkett.
Chad.
I mean, there's a former football player, but it
I
ain't.
just listened to this fucking thing too, man.
I don't
Who
know.
the fuck was it? It had to be fucking Theo Vaughn.
okay.
Right? Rail baby, Burt Kreischer. No, that's not it. I don't know. Sorry. I'm a dumbass, I guess. Total fucking Ripper Magoo. Rob O'Neill, Bob Memory, Rippers. That, okay, I'm an idiot. The gentleman's name is Chris Brickley.
Okay.
Talk LeBron James, Bronny going straight to the NBA and the top 5 players in the league on J. Cole. And J. Cole. That's on the Ripper Magoo podcast. That is Bob Menery's new podcast.
Speaking of NBA 2K23.
Yeah.
What do you think about J. Cole on the cover? How do you feel about that being allowed?
Well, so I think that there's an addition that you can get J. Cole on there.
Yeah, it's like an alternate
GameStop.
cover.
Oh, see, I'm on when I look it up on the Microsoft store,
Yeah.
it just shows the J. Cole picture. I was
Yeah.
like, they really didn't give it to a player?
No, they gave it to Devin Booker.
Oh, okay.
So the one that I got is Devin Booker, but there's a Jordan edition. There's
Yeah.
a WNBA edition that nobody bought, I'm sure.
Wow. You told me that that's an option to play. WNBA.
Yeah, I mean, you can. Which
it was
I
last year,
actually
too.
have.
It was last year, too.
So can you be a
I only
female?
play for the WNBA.
Can you be a female and play in the NBA?
No, it's just no. It's
Ain't
like
made that a
it's
thing yet?
no.
My
It's,
player mode you're talking about?
Yeah.
Probably.
Right.
Yeah.
Probably. I don't know what the answer is to that, but probably.
Right.
I guess, yeah.
This day and age, it probably.
Yeah, probably.
2K23 is so fucking fired.
Yeah. Chad's been flexing hard on me recently, solely because he got a new,
new
like the
Xbox?
new new
Well,
age
not
console.
the X,
just a new age console.
The new age.
The XS thing? Yeah. That shit.
But
Series
you
S.
answered your own question when answered the question when I asked you what if you play games or if you're on a preferable system, and you said a Microsoft store that basically
I'm an
limits you
Xbox.
to an Xbox.
I'm an
same
Xbox guy.
We all are,
Yeah.
and that's great.
Love.
But fun fact, I haven't played in forever, and I keep warning everyone that I'm going to pick sticks up again and start playing something. But game after game keeps coming out, and I have yet to do so. So
Yeah.
I'm
it's
telling
going to
you,
happen.
2K is the best it's ever been this
See,
year.
I was diehard 2K up until 2K, I think it was 20.
Yeah.
And then they dropped one that I was just not into at all.
Yeah.
And then I just stopped playing 2K, stopped playing Madden. I'm kind of over the exact same platform for forever. I'm kind of getting to the point where I want these sports games to go back more blitz mode.
Dude,
Yeah.
shout out NFL Blitz.
It's the greatest game ever. I don't care
Ever.
what anybody says.
Especially
it's the greatest
arcade.
game ever. Yeah.
Especially arcade.
Facts. Facts.
God, dude.
That
Shout out to Jimmy.
Blitz was the one.
And when I talked about the hour and a half or hour or so before, that's exactly how that's all been.
Like, just-
Chad Armes and fucking Jimmy became instant best friends when they started talking battle rap.
Facts.
Like, I watched that fucking friendship develop and blossom. I watched Chad fucking glow like a fucking Christmas ornament as soon as the conversation started. I was setting up equipment, so it bought me time.
Jimmy was the OG back in the day battle rapping. Man. He's
Yeah.
battle rapping at Scribble Jam, which if anybody that's battle rap heads knows
Way
that
back in
Scribble
the day.
Jam is what that was like. Other than the World Rap Olympics, Scribble Jam was like the place for battle rap.
And Chad had no idea of that moment until Jimmy got here, which that's just, I don't know. That's
Yeah,
just,
most people don't. I had so many different names when I was a battle rapper.
What were they?
Fucked
Go.
myself up. Matrix, Jimmy the Greek, fucking Aurelius, just the weird random names that never stuck.
but Matrix would be the call that
Matrix is most people.
Yeah.
Like when I was at Scribble Jam, I think I was Aurelius.
when you mentioned the word Matrix is when Chad fucking went the loudest tone he's had since he's been in the building today. Literally.
Yeah, it
he was
was
like,
back-
oh, fuck, okay. Like, it was one of them. And unfortunately, I've admittedly said on this show that I'm not tapped into battle rap.
I'm not anymore either, bro.
But I was familiar with, like, the ones that Chad shared with me and tells me, like, Squint, shut up, watch this, and I'll watch it. And he just looks for that for my feedback, which is always fun. But like back to the Pat Stay thing. You know, we were just talking on that.
R.I.P.
Yeah, absolutely. But like
It
last
was his
episode-
favorite.
Yeah, his as
Right,
well.
right.
So they, you know, they had a discussion about that. I just thought that was cool though. But yeah, same with the raps.
Dude, the raps though.
Shout out to my guy, Jimmy.
Only one, dog.
Shout out to my guy, Jimmy.
Only other one other than me, dog.
Shout out to SMG Jimmy for
fuck the
pulling up
backwoods.
with
Let's put that-
fucking raps.
Yeah.
We smoking raps
smoking
over here.
raps over here,
fuck
man.
papers, fuck
Fuck
cones,
backwoods,
all that
fuck all
silly
that shit.
shit. Yeah, Chad's like, God, guys, calm down.
Hey, whatever works, man. I don't smoke.
Chad
but
knows I fight this battle alone, bro.
You don't anymore, man.
I
wish
don't
you, brother.
understand
We're
the
going to
appeal.
war together now from now on.
I don't
Absolutely.
understand the appeal of backwoods. I have smoked before from a backwood, and it was disgusting.
It's like a big slobbery, like,
Yeah,
like
I'm
it's
fine
like a
with
wet
that.
blunt.
I'm fine with like whatever you used to use, the white
White grape, white out.
Yeah.
But that's
Those
like
are fire.
splitting the shell. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's
those
old
are
school.
fire.
Fuck them
I mean,
guts,
The ones that
man.
D-Ray
Out of the
used, like
splits- out of the splits, I'm
like
cool
the
with pretty much
cones
all.
or whatever. Those are dope.
Yeah, but Chad said it. He's like, man, he's got to keep relighting them. That was my
But somebody
argument.
like me, I take 2 hits and I'm destroyed. So
Destroyed.
I don't even need to worry about the relight. I actually need it to be where it has to be relit because you know what I mean. I don't need that much.
Man,
but
I don't have that issue with the joint. I'm telling you, man. I got the joint rolling
Yeah.
shit at
Yeah.
a whole different level. That's
Yeah,
one,
I
that's
used to
one thing
be.
I'm proud of.
I used to be fire with it,
Yeah.
at it. Like I really would, but I like
Certain strands, you can't help it. It's going to go out.
right.
Yeah. Certain strands, you fuck with it.
I just can't stand joints, bro. I can't stand the ash,
I
like
like
ash
joints.
be flying around and shit. Like
I
just
ain't gonna hate on papers. I'm gonna hate on backwoods though all day.
all day,
All
yeah.
day.
Fuck.
I will say though, the times that I have smoked joints, it's been with jelly, and it doesn't hurt as much.
Yeah.
If that
No,
makes
it's
sense.
not.
Because these
It's
have
nowhere near
tobacco.
as harsh,
These are tobacco wraps.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's not as harsh.
But I smoke squares. So does Jimmy.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
We both Newport heads too,
Yep.
man.
Oh, word.
So it's like, I'm telling
man.
you,
Fuck
man.
And
Yeah,
he's
dude.
a big UFC person like
Facts.
you are.
Yeah.
Die hard, man. Die hard.
How'd you feel about Nate Diaz and his departure?
Loved it.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Fucking loved it.
So
I was
if
so
he-
happy
so
he didn't
if
have
he
to
would've
fight
fu-
Kamzat.
Yeah, so if he would have, it wouldn't have been the same departure. You know that, right? Like, dude would have fucked him up.
Here's the thing. I don't believe that the new age UFC fighter is so much more athletic than the years that Diaz was fighting. And they do have the
Facts.
power, they do have the burst over Diaz. But the thing that they don't have is
Heart.
that top level jujitsu. Like they go get their purple belts and they get real good at jujitsu defense. They're not Caesar Gracie black belts.
Yeah.
Like none of these new guys. If he would have shot that same power leg double that he shot on Kevin Holland, that dude's going to sleep.
Kevin Holland retired yesterday. You see that?
Yeah, he's like, I got my bag, I'm out. And you get beat up like that, you might as well quit.
So you got the bag when he had to switch and fight.
Yeah.
Chimaev right there at the last minute when all that shit got fucked up. Kevin Holland's the one that fought Chimaev and said he got the bag and he's retiring.
I mean-
Even though Dana White says that no one got extra purse for that switching.
Dana White said that?
Yes.
I love Dana White.
What a fucking liar.
I fucking love Dana White though.
Liar. Had to have been.
How do you not lie?
Nate
though, in
Diaz
that
had to get
position?
a bag. I was listening to the DC and whatever their podcast, and he said that when that moment happened, that Nate Diaz literally put himself in a position backstage where he could kick his feet up and demand up to $3 million just to walk to the fucking ring.
Well, he's
that
getting,
night.
he was getting like 15 a fight the past couple fights.
He's a
He's
major
top five.
fucking
Yeah, he's top five for
purse
sure.
bringer. Like when he's a spectacle. When they put him on a card, he's a main fight. Even though he don't have a belt, any of that shit. He's 5 rounds, because he's entertainment. Like they're
I
putting him
do
out there
get
like
frustrated at the fact that Nate Diaz's shine has made people forget about Nick Diaz though. Nick Diaz was to me
let's go back to why he's not in the fucking UFC.
well because of the weed. Yeah, that's
Because
crazy.
of weed.
Yeah.
He was
What?
banned from the UFC.
You lose 5 years of training, you're not going to be the same guy after that.
Jesus, that's ridiculous,
Yeah,
man.
but when he was in his prime, dude, that's my favorite fighter ever. I'll be honest with you.
So on that same subject, before we get to anything else, shout out SMG Jimmy. He's in the
Shout out to Squids.
fucking Jake Paul, Anderson Silva.
I'm terrified of that fight.
Who you got?
I'm a big Anderson Silva fan.
Jake Paul's finna knock that man out.
I know he is, and it's sad because if there's one person that should not have that happen to him, it's Anderson Silva. And
He's 4-0 now ever since UFC
oh
boxing.
yeah, he whooped up Julio Cesar Chavez and he looked good. But who's Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.? He was dope when he was young and hungry. He ain't trained in 10 years.
Yeah, and
He's been drinking and doing blow with his dad.
Yeah, and Jake Paul is fucking young and hungry, and he's impressive, dude.
Everybody thinks
I
he's
feel
a
about the
YouTuber,
same
and I'm
way you
like,
just said that, dude.
like,
He's a fucking very rich one who's been paying God knows what to become what he's became.
Dude, he's a monster.
You know what I mean? Like, Chad, if we had the bag, bro, if we had a fucking $100 million YouTube check, and I was like, Chad, I think I'm going to take some of our earnings and
put
go become a fucking fighter.
Yeah,
why do you think Wiz Khalifa looks like he does right now and could
Facts.
fucking take any of our heads off? Because he just up one day decided to spend some of that money on
training,
learning to fight UFC.
Facts.
Mark Zuckerberg, whatever the fuck his name is, he's fitting to be a fucking killer too. Watch this shit.
I mean, there are guys that are trainers in that, because my cousins and brothers were big into that stuff, and they were fighters. My one cousin actually held the belt in Illinois for a little bit.
Oh, dope.
Yeah, and
Fun fact.
But there was the one thing you learn is when you get to those top level, there's a reason why the same champions are coming out the same gyms. It's because the trainer almost matters more than the fighter. He just needs the athlete to do what he's teaching, and based on those it's just like the old school Chinese history stuff, where it's like there's one dojo that has this trainer that trains all these masters. Another dojo has this trainer that trains this style of master.
Yeah.
It's all mixed together with mixed martial arts now, but it's like there's still that separation of skill, where it's like certain trainers will get you to a higher level than anybody else can. You know what I mean?
Facts. All facts. But like MMA, same shit with these gyms. Like, bro, there'll be like 6 to 8 of like different fighters from different divisions all at one gym. And then the same scenario of creditable fighters, you know what I mean? Like all their nemesis and rivals, they over there at a different gym.
Studying each other's training and shit. They all worried about spies.
But
and
like
shit
you
like
said,
that.
there's different trainers with like that can take you to different levels too. But it's interesting. We recently had a fighter on the show. He's a boxer. He's a local professional boxer. He's currently 5-0 in the flyweight division, which is crazy as fuck. He fights at
He got some hands. He got some
105 pounds. Shout out to Ryan Shaw.
He has some lightning hands in that fucking division.
He is 5'5", 105 pounds.
Yeah.
But dude,
that's
I
tiny.
mean, yeah,
That's
but
tiny.
that's crazy, right? And he's 5-0, and he's only been boxing a few years.
How old is he?
How old was?
I think like late 20s.
27, I think.
They're fully grown men. They're 105 pounds.
Right?
Yeah,
just a smaller guy,
and
dude.
A beast of a dude. Too.
Tiny.
Yeah, you should see him, dude.
Yeah,
like
I'm
you
sure
should
he's
see.
a
We've
killer.
got a couple reels of him, dude. But he is a.
I'm sure he's a killer. It's just like
it's crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And that's like
tiny,
his
though.
niche. That's like his niche because he was late to boxing. Like he admits it in the podcast. He's like, bro, I just went to the gym for aggression, like for relief, and left a fucking amateur fighter after the guys just took notice of my size, weight, and they're like, bro, we could probably make you.
Dude, we can make you the
We can
champ
get
of
you
the
some
world,
fights,
boy.
man.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, he's knocking motherfuckers out. So then,
Yeah, there's probably not as many top dogs at that weight division. 'cause
Absolutely
how many people
not.
are that size? You know what I'm saying?
and he also, being from the States and being African American
Oh,
was
he's lit.
a different niche as well
Yeah.
because he said most of those fighters come from like Philippines and
Like Manny Pacquiao was like 115 when
there
he
you
started
go.
or something like
that
that.
kind of shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But yeah, man, it takes those fighters are different, bro.
Yeah, he was saying the majority of the
Oh, yeah, they're
fighters are
different
Asian or
breeds,
Hispanic. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So
You gotta respect anybody
Yeah.
that puts in that grind. You gotta think about it. I'm gonna wake up every morning and go get punched in the head for fun.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing every day of my life to make my living. You gotta respect that.
Yeah.
no, for
Like-
sure,
For sure.
That's
Learning
you
how
break it
not to
down
get
like
hit,
that.
and hit people harder.
Yeah, like
Fuck.
fuck the fight part of it. It's the training part. You waking up with headaches. You doing? I mean, that's
Yeah.
a whole different. That's a whole different animal. That sport.
That's true, dude. I didn't think about it like that.
So yeah, SMG Jimmy's in the building. And
good?
so he's an artist. Have we said that yet?
I don't think so.
If y'all ain't tapped the fuck in, that's how great these conversations have went today here
Facts.
at the I Got Some Shit to Say studio. And I'm glad that we have such a personality with us though, man. Because honestly, like me and Chad, like he said, have been familiar with you and your music for about a year now.
Appreciate
But
that.
what's dope about that scenario altogether is because you've got a pretty small catalog that's to consumers,
Yeah, I only got 5 tracks out. I kind of was just getting warmed up.
right? And we thought we just wasn't tapped in enough. Like, what are we missing here?
No, there's only 5 tracks out, dog. That's it.
Yeah, but they're all heaters. You know, they're all good records,
Appreciate
for
that,
sure.
man.
all with visuals.
Yeah.
And then you said Jonathan. How many of them were Jonathan involved with?
Jonathan's kind of different because Jonathan's been involved with damn near everything as far as like picking his brain. He's been such a blessing because he's always willing to, just a nice guy that's always willing to help, man.
Right. We know that story. Trust me, man. We love that guy.
He answers his phone for anything, any reason, doesn't ask for shit. Like, he's just a good dude, man.
Yeah,
like, so it's like there's really nothing I've put out or done that, like, where I didn't at least pick his brain on it and say, you know, what's up, John? What do you think about what I'm doing right now? You know what I mean?
No, I totally know what you mean. Chad's the same way.
Like, and he always picks up the phone, is always gracious. So I mean, I always give him credit for everything. He like his team and the videos. We did 3 of them together. We did the Dipped in Blood. We did the Jane's Addiction, which they fucking murdered that video. And the fucking Angel video with Jelly. So those were the 3 that they shot. Mainly, the only reason they don't shoot the rest of them is because they're, you know, further. They're in Nashville and I'm in Chicago.
Right, for sure.
And you know, I work with my boy AQ, Run It Back. You know, he's the GOAT in Chicago. He's got he's my producer, best fucking engineer in the world. So I mean, shout out AQ, Run It Back. That's my guy.
I like that name.
Yeah, dude, this whole thing he just showed me in the studio. I was just in the studio the day before I drove down, and apparently QC got this guy Turbo on there. That's like one of their producers, and he has a tag now where he goes, "Run that back, Turbo."
Oh yeah, I already know.
Yeah, run that back, Turbo.
Fuck that. Okay, this motherfucker apparently went. Sorry, I'm mad about this.
Obviously, go ahead.
I'm mad about this. My boy told me that this dude went to my boy's studio with some dude from 9 Mixtapes. My boy been using AQ, Run That Shit Back since like literally 10 years ago, 15 years ago. And he's been like he did LV to God stuff. He's been around Chicago doing everybody's shit for a long time. So that's like a known tag. He came to the studio. All of a sudden, it's Run That Shit Back, Turbo.
Oh, that's crazy.
And it was like, and he just told me about all this. So I'm like, man, fuck that. Now I love the guys at QC. They've been good to my people, all that stuff. And they see I'm a big fan of Lil Baby and Migos. But it's just, you know, that's fucked up though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I understand.
How you gonna go to dude's studio, hear his shit, and then all of a sudden your shit mirrors it?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Chad leaned out on me here.
Sorry about that.
Chad leaned out on me.
I didn't.
There we go.
I just want to make sure I wasn't.
Get back in there, big fella. Big fella. How you doing there, big fella? That's crazy. It's just, it makes you wonder, right?
Yes. I mean, he's cool about it because AQ's super humble and shit. He's super humble about it, so he ain't even tripping. But I was like, man, that's fucked up. Fuck that.
So how long you in town?
I think I'm staying until Monday.
Dope.
I'll dip out on Monday.
Getting any work done while you're here, right? You're working while you're here.
I think Jarvis and
shout out Jarvis.
Shout out Jarvis. That's my guy.
Shout out Jarvis.
Man, he's another blessing that's been helping. But Jarvis. I think we're gonna shoot some shit tomorrow, and I'm probably gonna get down tonight, check out Nashville, see the sights and shit. Yeah. And then Monday, I got a couple meetings, and then we taking off.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, you've got some. You've already got some dope stuff already out there. If y'all haven't tapped into it, you can just search SMG Jimmy. We'll put his YouTube channel.
Appreciate that.
Like in the description.
Which one you want first? Go ahead, Chad. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Probably Angels. I mean, everybody's fucking with Angels.
So Angels popping, bro.
Everybody fucking with that one. So
what were you gonna say, Chad?
That's pretty much what I was saying. Just talking about his music.
Yeah. How many? Which one should we put down in the description below?
I'd say check out me featuring Jelly Roll Angel first, and then if you want some dope shit, if you're into storytelling and you're into some like deep, meaningful music, check out Jane's Addiction. If you want some rap shit, check out Voices, and if you want some country rap shit, put on Dipped in Blood. Yeah,
for sure. Like the one with Jelly's got almost 400K on YouTube, and you're almost at like 800,000 streams on Spotify.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
That's dope, bro. I didn't know the statistic part of it.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Everything's been doing real well. It's the YouTube stuff. Like I said, we were on so many of those other channels where it's like the numbers, the total streams. We're going across Pandora, Amazon, everything. So it's like we're at like 9-10 million streams already, and it's only been a few months, and it's been shout out Jelly Roll, man, the GOAT. His ass fucking came through and plugged me up. So, without him, none of that would be possible. But thank you very much for him.
No, and it seems like
it's a great song too.
Yeah, for sure. And it seems like the relationships you've built with, like Jonathan Craig and then Jarvis and a lot of these guys, they associate with Jelly a lot when he's at home. You know what I mean? So it makes a lot of sense. I was like, damn, what just happened? My bad. It makes a lot of sense though. I don't know. that you're incorporated with all those people?
Yeah, I mean, it's because of Jelly. I mean, I was having issues with video teams because I didn't know nobody in Nashville or anything like that. I was coming down to shoot the video with him in Nashville, and we had an issue with the first videographer. No worries about it, but it's there was an issue, and so the first time we were supposed to shoot it didn't work out, and Jelly could have, based on the deal we had, Jelly could have just said, "Fuck this! I ain't shooting the video. I'm done. I had a date scheduled, and now you ain't doing it. Blah blah blah. We're not doing this. You know what I mean?" Mm-hmm. And instead, came out, met me. We went out to dinner. He sat me down. He talked. We talked about everything. He showed a ton of interest in me. Spent a bunch of time on the phone with me. Got me in tune with his team, and basically was like, "Man, you need this from this guy, this from this guy, and this from this guy." And I was off to the races because of it. You know what I mean? So
no, that's real.
And a lot of people, they get features and they get these introductions and they expect like someone to do it for them or something like that. That's all I ever needed from Jelly. You know what I mean? That was amazing of him to give that. Like, I don't think people understand this is the avenue for you to go do it yourself is worth to sometimes. Like sometimes people in this music industry, they like wait for to meet somebody and they think their whole career is going to get taken care of. But no, that is what happens. And I think
that's the way you're supposed to.
Artists need to understand that like when a door gets open, it's on you to walk through it. You know what I mean?
It's not a handout.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Jelly gave me that opportunity to walk through that door, and I'm doing the best I can to kick it down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
But I think that's what paved the way for you to be in that seat right there. Realistically, I mean, nothing against you or your brand, but I mean that's how you were put on our radar originally, was through
Jonathan
being associated with people we associate with closely.
Facts.
You know what I mean? And then the fact that you pull up here today and you're not an asshole, and it's been cool just hanging out.
Yeah,
smoking,
facts, bro. Likewise.
We've talked about everything and anything.
Yeah, likewise, man.
And then it all just makes sense as to why you're here. But the fact that your music, like I told you off camera before we started today, your shit's dope. Thanks, bro. Like I love the fact that SMG Jimmy is a melodic. I started to just say melodic rapper, but that's not right. I mean, he is he's a vocalist. He's You're a rapper, but you're also a vocalist at the you know what I mean? And I don't want to say those two in the same. You follow? Chad knows exactly what I'm trying to do right here.
Two totally different things.
Yeah, but that's what I like most about, like, say the Angels, right? The Angel song with Jelly. Mm-hmm. That one, you rap last on that.
Yep.
But it's like the first. How can I describe this? It's like The Weeknd.
Yeah.
You know, when I can, that song particularly,
awesome.
when I hear, take that, please take it right.
I take that
right
awesomely. Yeah.
That's the
that
vibe.
Guy, I feel like that guy's like a whole other level.
Well, I want the list. That's the kind of it's our pitch, to our listeners and watchers when we have somebody in that chair that they may be unfamiliar with.
Yeah.
The immediate move for those listeners and watchers after this is for them to tap into you.
Facts.
If they don't hit pause on this and did it already.
Right.
But, if I'm painting the picture here for you, I'm trying to describe, a kid from Chicago that's, your sharp dressed guy, that seems to hold it together fairly well, talks sports and hangs out with ChadArmesTV and Squint 615 with no speed bumps. It's been a good vibe.
Facts.
And the guy, I just compared that record, particularly like the intro of it all and just the whole structure of the record with Jelly, and then you come in rapping last. Like I told Chad, like I didn't even expect you to rap.
Most people do. You know what? I feel like
on that song particularly.
There's a ton of them because there's songs where I don't rap and I just sing too. So it's like that's one of the things I'm trying to bring. I just kind of just do what I feel is necessary for the song. To
Nothing
make it
wrong
the
with
best
that.
Possible. You know what I mean? Like the record with Jelly, I had actually went second on it. I worked with another rapper on it originally, and when Jelly got a hold of the record, he ended up jumping on it, and it was fucking spectacular.
Shout out Jelly.
Yeah, man, that was like I said, once again, a blessing. But you trip me up with the Weeknd thing. I'm thinking about it.
Think about it.
I'm thinking about it like that's actually really accurate.
The vibe.
Because the dark and eerie vibe that he uses, like that's exactly what I'm trying to bring. I'm just a totally different style. But yes, it's the dark and eeriness of it is definitely. That's exactly what I'm doing. That's my calling card. That's my calling card. You're totally right. Yeah.
But I guess, just to make you understand that compliment even more is the fact that when I say that I didn't expect you to rap on that particular song, it almost means you didn't have to. Like the song was banging already, but then the fact that you're like, oh damn, that's the same dude singing. Like without the visual, you wouldn't even think that's the same artist.
You know what? And I appreciate you saying that so much because I never was a singer. Like I never sang my whole life.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I thought I couldn't sing for shit my whole life.
Well, I mean,
and I still can't really sing for shit, but at least I can carry a tune now. And I'm like,
it's dope what you're doing though.
Appreciate
You're making it work.
Yeah, man, I appreciate that. So it's crazy to me that so many people got me in like a vocalist lane now when I was a rapper for so long that it was like it's tripped out to me because I never would have guessed that I would be vocalist like that. You know what I mean?
Though this day and age, it's almost like a tool you have to.
Facts.
Yeah, you got to be able to do it.
You got to be able to do it. And shout out like Chad Arms. Like I told him maybe today off camera that I love how Chad's taken that approach more recently towards like his later projects before Dedicated. But then like on Dedicated, there's like if you could set aside a chunk of Dedicated where you hear Chad really comfortable in that lane now, and I really love that because he's a different artist. Like he's much more vulnerable when he has melodic tone in his and we talk about this all the time.
I love that stuff too, man.
Right.
That's the route that I feel like a lot of people need to go in.
Absolutely. But a lot of people can't. You know what I mean? And
you
then
might be right, yeah.
A lot of people can't. And you can't force that. You have to develop that. You really do. Like you said, like you never had that self-confidence, but you've probably always dibble-dabbled with it enough personally to never be scared to try it. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah, I always had a ton of confidence in like rapping and writing. So like I always felt like I could write the hook, and if someone else sang it, it would be fucking great. So I used to do ghostwriting and have a bunch of other artists that would sing all my shit. Yeah. And it would work well, and people did well with it and everything like that. And I just I wanted to be able to be an artist myself. And I felt like I was never gonna be good enough unless I could do hooks at least on my own. So I just sat my ass down and developed a sound on the mic for over a course of about a year and a half. I just was working on it, trying to make sure that the sound figured out.
That's what I'm talking about, the development.
You know what I mean? And then once you hear that sound and you get that range
find that groove.
Yeah, man. Like once you get that range, you're just like, okay, now I'm good to go.
Yeah.
And then I was able to write, vocals for myself like that instead of for other people. Because I always was trying to hear vocals in other people's voices. You know what I mean?
Well, see, and just relating this to what we were talking about before that, that's probably why Jelly took to you like he did, because he probably either sensed it or knew it or saw it as far as the work ethic and the
admired it.
Yeah, that just knowing Jelly as long as I've known him, that I could be wrong, but that sounds like something that maybe is what made Jelly want to.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't tell you what it was. I couldn't tell you anything about what was going through his head actually at that point in time. I just, Jelly, Jelly's a very busy guy, so you speak to him very sparingly. But it's, him opening up the doors the way he did was just unbelievable, and I had no idea why, but I'm so grateful for it. You know what I mean?
Well, and another thing that I know about Jelly too, Jelly isn't moved by money, so
no,
like it has to be something. It doesn't matter what and I'm not saying just with you. I'm talking about in general.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter what somebody throws at him monetarily. If it's not something that he believes in or something that like is meaningful to him, he's good on it.
No, he didn't care about money at all.
That's what I'm saying. He was all about just, like I said, he could have left on that record that day, and not done anything. Instead, he said, "No, I love this record. Let's make sure let's get this right. Here's my, let me introduce you to my team and get your video situation right."
No, shout out High Def.
Shout out High Def.
Yeah, shout out Def.
Shout out Def, man. Shout out Jarvis. Shout out Def, Fletch. The whole
shout
gang.
out Fletch.
Shout out Fletch.
Yeah,
man, we love them guys,
man.
That's family, man, for sure.
Yeah, I mean they're awesome. They've been nothing. I've all been nothing but awesome to me, man.
Yeah.
So on the finished product side of SMG Jimmy's material thus far, do you have more fun rapping or singing?
What's easier for me now, which is shocking for me to say this, but actually it's easier for me to sing now. Because it takes me longer to write the raps, and I can just go in and come up with a hook in 10 seconds in the studio. So it's like,
I wish I could have done that.
Yeah, hooks have always been my
that's
kryptonite.
my forte. Always. Yeah, I mean, that's like what I do is the hooks.
You got any beats, Chad? let's get something going before you gets out of here.
Yeah,
I
no
got
doubt.
plenty of beats from
No
Dub
doubt.
Out.
Let's rock it out. I'm always with that.
Well, that collab that's got to happen for sure.
Oh, done.
As soon as,
Absolutely. Let's rock it out.
And I warned Chad this most recent episode, as we're sitting recording this, it's the 24th of September.
Mm-hmm.
And this past episode was 110, right? Let's eat.
Oh, well, when this is being recorded, yeah.
But I said, I warned the world that Chad was about to get back at it without even telling Chad I was going to say that.
Oh,
but, but it's about that time, I think, for Chad to start getting back towards the beat jackings and shit that he was getting comfortable doing and stuff. But at the same time, SMG Jimmy collab with Chad Armes would be magnificent.
It's got to happen.
No, for sure. And
gotta happen.
what's crazy is when I was on the way home from the podcast the other night, me and
Mm-hmm.
Kansas, I was letting him hear songs that didn't even make dedicated, and he was flipping out. He was like, bro, why didn't these make the album? I'm like, because we didn't want to put them all on the album. I have another 8
understand that.
songs that
Yes.
are bangers that aren't even that.
Yeah.
It wasn't that they weren't good enough.
No.
They just didn't fit what we were trying to do.
Correct.
That's what's up.
But we're going to start rolling them out soon too, so stay tuned for that. But we'll definitely collab with Jimmy for sure.
No doubt.
I got so much music from Chad and everybody else. I got to re-explore the 8 that we're on right now.
Yeah, I know. Well, counting the one with Lex, but it's already out. But I'm saying,
Yeah.
I've got a few collabs, and then I've got like 4 or 5 solo joints that I still think are great songs, and they just didn't fit Dedicated's trajectory.
You got that one record in your mind right now that's going like, this is the next one for me? Is there that one that's sticking out to you?
To me,
It's either one of you. Yeah. Is there one that just sticks out
dude,
for him?
I tell Chad constantly, he don't miss with me. You know
Okay.
what I mean?
Yeah, that's
but
what's
there's things brewing for Chad. Chad don't miss for me.
That's
At
what's
the
up.
same time, like I'm trying to motivate Chad to focus on a couple of different things right now as far as his next move with this music shit, and they're all strategic conversations between me and my best friend. But I'm excited for what, like, I'm still riding Dedicated wave along with Chad Armes.
Oh, for sure.
Dedicated is one of the most proud things we have ever done at Showing
My most
Cruise.
successful
Shit is
work
fire.
too.
Most
Shit is fire.
Yeah,
Shout
thank
out
you, man.
SMG
Shit is
Jimmy.
fire, dude.
Thank
I
you,
mean,
bro.
But with all that being said, and like where Chad's at on his creative ability right now, that's what ultimately leads me back to that these two that has to
for sure.
happen because
we can cook something
I
up
just
for
I
you.
like what I've heard so far from SMG Jimmy and
appreciate that, man.
Inside Baseball. Well, this is a fun fact. We got to hear some unreleased shit
Bro,
from SMG
Yes,
Jimmy.
I mean,
I
before
got
we
some shit in
started.
the tank, boy. I'm
yeah,
trying to tell 'em.
we won't say what it is, but
There's
I'm
some
just gonna say
octane. There's some motherfucking octane
That's
in
all
that
good. We can
tank.
talk about it. We can talk about it.
Yeah, you've got some bangers in the works, dog.
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like, you know, when like we said, and we got a chat. Y'all doing Chad Armes TV today?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So there's Chad Armes TV content coming, and you'll get more of like who the fuck this guy is and all that kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
like some of the names that came out of this kid's mouth when he, as in that hour and a half or whatever, we were just chilling. We were setting up equipment. We were waiting on that Amazon package. We were watching football. We were rolling up. You know, trying to figure out where we're going with this podcast type shit.
Yeah.
And a few names came out, and I told y'all I was setting up equipment and shit to where I would be like,
Yeah.
facts, dude, like it's total fucking
Appreciate
facts. Just
that,
based
bro.
off all,
Appreciate
that we're all. I'm older than these two, of course.
Yeah.
I'm the old man, but he's not far from us in age.
I'm like, what am I, a year behind you?
Yeah, like
You're
you're
behind
behind
you,
me.
Chad?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
you're
one.
behind me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all are still in the 30s.
Right, yeah.
Yeah,
And
I'm
What are
holding
you,
on.
you're like only 40 though. You're
Yeah,
not,
I just
you're
turned 40 and
Yeah,
shit.
you're not old, man. Get out of here
Yeah.
with that shit.
Yeah,
We
dude.
live,
I'm
we
old.
live, we live into 100 for real nowadays. So.
Hell yeah, dude. Let's go.
As long
But
as they don't kill us, so you know.
Being from Chicago
Right. Yeah.
or up at that area,
that's,
are
that's
you
why my mind go that way.
right? But some of the artists, if you guys think about traditional Chicago artists, and I'm not talking about current, like the Chief Keef or any of that. I don't know if that has any
Shout out,
influence.
not in really in Chicago. I mean, drill.
Period.
Chief
Yeah.
Keef is the originator of what everything is in Chicago right now. But
Correct.
In
That's what I'm
Chicago,
saying.
Dirk run the city right
There
now.
it is.
Like Dirk run the city.
Yeah,
right
that's
now.
what I'm going to say. Like,
There's nobody like Dirk in the
and
city
how much
Chicago.
of that current influence do you have from those type gentlemen from where you're from?
You know what?
Or where you
a ton, to be
Dope.
honest with you. A ton. I don't really put their influence into my music as much, but I love listening to it.
Dope.
I love turning up.
Yeah.
See, my stuff is all. I try and focus on emotion with my music. Like like what I always felt my strength was my writing. So like with my writing, I try to make sure that whatever song I'm doing on whatever beat it is, it's going to make you connect to whatever emotion that beat is about. Whether or not you like the song, don't like the song, it's going to make you feel some type of way. You know what I mean?
I like that, though.
Whether or not, like, you might not like the way it makes you feel, or you might love it. Depends on what your mind state is and what song. There's songs that are supposed to make you feel good, and there's songs that are supposed to make you feel sad. There's songs that are making you supposed to think, and then there's just like reflective stuff. You know what I mean? But it's all stuff that's supposed to make you feel some type of way when you're listening to it. And I take that more, I feel like, from artists from previous eras, like, 90s, 70s, early 60s rock, stuff like that, where it was like whatever song it was about, what they was trying to say because you felt it instead of heard it. Now, don't get me wrong, I love music you hear and dance and party to and stuff like that. I love that stuff too, but that's not my lane. My lane is for those who are feeling something and want to get through it. You know what I mean?
For sure.
No, that's perfect.
Yeah,
but when you talk about, this dude talks about like being from where the areas. Where are you from exactly? Where you stay at?
I'm from the Melrose Park area.
Gotcha.
And
Okay.
the Naperville area.
Like I know where that.
So,
I
yeah, no,
really
I
have
was-
no. I'm saying how I responded.
yeah.
I don't know
So
shit
I was-
about that. I was like, yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
but
I
I
was,
just don't know shit.
I was like a tweener. Yeah, I was like a tweener. So like my whole family, all city and had troubles and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then my pops and moms, they're, I was blessed. I got great pops and moms. You know what I'm saying? Like they was great. You know what I mean? So
cool.
I would be in one area, in the other area. In one area, I was too hood to be there, and the other area, I was too, suburban to be in the hood. You know what I mean? I was somewhere in between all that shit. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't one or the other. You know what I mean? It was just I'm in between all that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's going back to what you were saying about artists. Whenever, like from back in the day growing up, the three artists that come to mind when I hear Chicago is Twista, Do or Die, Crucial Conflict.
Legends.
All fucking facts.
Growing up, that was Chicago.
That's
all it
was. Kanye was after, right? Kanye's
and then
the 2000s.
to the current shit.
No. There was never an era in Chicago where people were like, this Kanye city.
Listen to that.
Right.
I guarantee you everybody in Chicago going to co-sign that too. Kanye the man.
Yeah.
I love Kanye. He's the fucking man.
Yeah.
But Chicago never had the city. Kanye never had the city of Chicago.
Yeah.
He was in L.A. doing the shit. Don't get me wrong. Keith out there now and shit, but there was an era where he was there in the shit. You know what I mean? Like these guys are all like Twista.
Kanye's on the
is
timeline.
Chicago still to this day,
bro. Twista's
like
the
he
first,
everywhere. You see him everywhere. He always in Chicago.
But
like,
you said it though. Crucial Conflict, like dude, Crucial Conflict.
Hey was huge.
Hey,
bro, that album, like period, like will forever. I remember that shit on
my shit was
cassette
the final
tape.
tick.
You know what I'm saying? I remember
people be forgetting about
the final tick.
C-H-I-C-A-T-O, the final tick. Oh, come on, boy.
But see, Do or Die, picture
Do
this.
or Die. Picture
Do or Die,
this.
picture this.
That
for me,
album
bro, is
And my brother SMG Curtis, he'd be co-signing you with that 100%.
Oh, dude, that album is
Heads or Tails was fire too.
Yeah, Heads or Tails.
Heads or Tails is.
Picture
But picture this, Pope.
Dude, they're still fire. Like AK and B-Lo are still getting down and still
of
fire.
course, Twista.
Well,
But-
Twista is unbelievable. So is AK and B-Lo though. They're both.
But Twista. We talk Twista, bro, through Twista solo with Do or Die to Speed Not Mobsters to
legit
ballers. Legit
That
ballers
was
from Adrenaline Rush to.
So I love that that you're talking about old Twista. You're not talking about Kamikaze, which I appreciate.
And then, but up to Kamikaze, there was still some dope records. There's still dope records on Kamikaze.
But people don't talk about emotions and Adrenaline Rush and fucking the shit that would just eat people alive.
And that boy,
dog.
and that's called boy. No disrespect to Twista himself. But that guy can still
he's unbelievable.
Do what he does.
He's unbelievable. And
Guinness Book record holder still for most syllables.
I don't know if someone had tried to outdo it, but if someone did outdo it, I would bet money
that he'll get it back.
That he could go get it back whenever the fuck he wants.
Right.
If he really was like, I need to get the record right now, he gonna go get it back right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Twista's a goat.
That dude's unbelievable.
Nah, for sure.
Yeah, he's unbelievable.
1,000,000%.
Growing up in the city, like when I was growing up, like that was like those were the guys. You know what I mean? It was Twista, Do or Die, Crucial Conflict, Snipers, Bone Thugs. Like those were the guys from our area that like you looked up to. So, the fact that I got the opportunity, I guess breaking news. I'm doing a
here it comes.
I got a single coming out with Twista.
Ooh.
I got Twista coming out with me.
dude. And
Twista's
go ahead.
Go ahead. I appreciate you.
No,
saying
it's
that.
fire, bro. He gave us a sneak peek.
Exclusive.
Yeah.
I appreciate
And
it.
it is a fire song, bro. And it's not your normal something you would hear Twista on. Can I say that?
Yeah. I'll tell you right now, it's Twista going country.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm trying to it's like the Nelly Tim McGraw kind of vibe.
But he's still Twista. You see what I'm saying?
It ain't that though.
No. But he still is. He still is doing him.
Oh, he's unbelievable.
He's just able to still do that, but in a different genre.
The craziest thing about what you're talking about is I sent when I first got to go ahead to work with him and shit like that. It was I sent him like 3 different options of beats, and I sent him some like rap shit, and I sent him some other shit, and then he heard the shit the one song, and he was like, "Nah, that's the one I want."
That's dope.
He's like, "That's the one I want," and that was fire. You know what I mean?
That he didn't go the easy route. I
Yeah.
can kill this easily in
Yeah.
10 minutes.
Yeah, didn't go the easy route.
Yeah,
That's dope, bro.
I like
That's-
how you said that.
Yeah,
Chad.
that's dope for Twist. And I just mean that, meaning, well, I've done this so many times. It's dope that he went down this road
Yeah,
instead
no
of just going
doubt.
down that one.
No doubt.
No, that's super dope. And bro, what we got to hear, that was.
I appreciate you saying that, man.
But that's
Yeah,
like,
bro.
I mean, dude, just given our age group and shit, like even myself, like being the old man that I am, I used to be a hip hop artist myself, and towards the end of my career, I sped my shit up.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's all-
Noticeably though, from the first records I ever recorded to the end of where I stopped recording, I sped my shit up a lot
Yeah.
to where it made it so difficult I didn't want to rap no more.
See, now that stuff, you're right about that. Because whenever, because I do both. I rap kind of with a slower, more intentional flow, and then I'll do the double time speed rap.
Yeah.
And when I do the double time speed rap, you're totally right. It's way more difficult.
Oh, bro, it's
Way
so
more.
annoying.
Way more difficult
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
get.
so annoying.
That's why he's so unbelievable with it, because he'll get that shit done and he'll do it off the dome.
Yeah, because
You know what
Twista,
I mean?
you got to look at it from a standpoint of,
How do you do that shit off the dome?
dude, Twista's having to write 4 times the amount of raps that me or you have to write.
They're
If
a
we're right-
page and a half for a
Yes.
16 bar. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, boy, it's different, man.
That shit was complicated, really
It-
fucking complicated.
See, I have
and
to,
I
like,
fell in love with it so fast to where I felt so committed to it, dog. Like I couldn't turn back.
Yeah, no doubt.
But I felt
Tech was dope with that shit too.
absolutely still
yeah,
is.
Tech
Tech
goat
was dope with
level.
that shit too. Yeah, goat level. no doubt.
Chris Calico, there's a bunch of
Absolutely.
them out there that do it. MGK at one time was
MGK was a
going
beast.
quick.
NF is a fucking animal.
Absolutely.
He's a fucking animal.
I
Big
found
Buzz is a fucking animal too. Big Buzz.
Oh, Big Buzz,
Big
yes, shout out
Buzz is
Big
an
Buzz.
animal with that shit. Yeah.
I like the Luda lane is what I like to call it, bro. Is where I found that it's almost like best of both. It's where I could turn it up fast but then slow it back down, all within the same rhyme pattern, if that made sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I only got a chance to pull that off once or twice, but it was towards the end of what I was doing type shit.
Let me ask you this: where do you put Luda in like your ranking systems?
As far as smarts or
Now, overall, what's
I'm a fan of Ludacris.
Me too. I
me
think
too.
he's
Me
super
too.
underrated. That's what I was going to argue.
He's
So,
definitely. I, as far as being, I think he's one of the smartest guys to ever do it because he did it like backwards as far as being a professional in the industry
yeah.
and shifting gears to being like an
Actor
artist.
and everything. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and all that too. That's part of the brand, like he had to become a successful rapper really to get those types of opportunities. But he was a disc jockey and then switched to being an artist.
Really? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, he worked
Yeah.
at a radio station in Atlanta for a number of years before he got the opportunity to become an artist.
I didn't even know that. That's,
Yeah. Crazy.
Look
He
into
got
that,
bars
bro.
for a DJ. That's,
Major bars,
Yeah,
but
that's what I'm saying. He's
I,
unbelievable.
yeah, he's up there for me, man.
That's
Like
what I'm
if
saying.
I had
put
a
him
list,
higher, but
if I had a list, man, I mean, like I don't know if we do a top 20, he's on there probably.
you'd put him in the top 20. That's what
Possibly.
That's what
as
I was
far
asking.
as far as just from a
he
fan
ain't top
aspect.
5. Let's be real. He ain't top 5 or nothing like that.
Just and I'm not talking.
Yeah.
I'm just
That's not
talking
no
about.
shit. That's no hate. He's unbelievable.
This is Squints' favorites. This is not like who I think is like, these are my personal picks. These are not like ranked of who I think has the most fucking.
see that. I always tell people that, like when you're doing the list.
Yeah.
Okay, who do you think is the greatest, and then
Yeah.
who's your favorite?
Who's your
Yeah.
favorite?
There's two totally different things.
Yeah.
Like to
That's
me.
it.
Well, see, and with me, when Ludacris was dropping, during the time Ludacris was dropping, he was in my top 3 ever.
Yeah.
But like, there's certain rappers that don't stand the test of time.
I think
With
he
me,
does.
he's one of them.
I think he
But there are
stands up, yeah.
some that don't. Like, I
Luda,
go back and listen to those first 3 albums.
yes.
Yeah.
a lot. I mean, Back for the First Time, Chicken and Beer.
See, I don't find
and
myself
Southern
going
Hospital.
back on him that often.
Word of mouth. Yeah.
I don't find myself going back on him that often.
But I think to what Chad's saying, I'd forget about him until y'all bring him up.
Yeah, I hear you. Salute.
Yeah.
On my list, you'd have to remind me about Ludacris to make sure he made my list.
But
That
bro,
sounds bad, but that's kind of like to what you were saying. Like that's kind of what I like. It's hard for me to dial back to Ludacris now. Like my playlist that I talk on pretty much every fucking episode. I mention a playlist. It's on my phone. I listen to it daily on shuffle. But it possesses about 500 to 600 songs. Majority of them local and shit. Like all the Chad shit, my favorites of Chad. That's fucking 75, 80 songs in there at least.
Yeah.
But you know, when I get those records that hit me, it's rare. They're on there for a reason. And there's not many Ludacris records on there.
You know
Go
what?
to Sleep is definitely on mine. But that's 3-6
Right.
and then Luda.
Yeah.
Right?
See, he had some of the stuff later in his career to me that's
Chicken and Beer intro to me is amazing.
Yeah, well,
all
he
those will
was
stand out
fired
at a
those
party.
intros.
Like Ludacris is
For
like
sure.
if I'm at a party,
Yeah.
I don't care. Ludacris is still banging.
Yeah, for
you know what I'm
sure.
saying? But like,
When I
You're
said
right.
the Luda level, though, a minute ago, when I was talking about that Luda flow with like the best of both worlds, the intro of Chicken and Beer is a perfect example of what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, and he had the punchlines back in, and that was my thing. You know, I was a big Dipset fan, still am. Like,
shout out, they're fucking awesome.
I was just listening to Cameron's new
Right.
album that just dropped, which I think's dope. But
I haven't checked that out yet.
he,
I saw it.
he's one that I liked Luda because he had the down south swag, but he had those punches too, like which a lot, because back then it was like everybody was like T.I. or Ludacris, and I listened to both of them.
Me too.
But
I love T.I.
completely
Me
different
too.
rappers too. Completely
What was the
different
name of that track on the Young Buck album where they were both on it?
Stomp.
That shit was hard as
Yeah,
fuck at the
yeah,
time.
bro.
See, but the thing about it is, we might not remember, but when you do listen to it, it does like hold up against some other shit. Like,
I think with
I'd
me,
love to see him in a versus battle.
yeah, with Ludacris's hit singles are ones that I don't go back and listen to. Like,
Exactly.
Facts.
like that's the one, but he had hits, bro.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
He had
Oh my
Move
God.
Bitch.
Move
He had,
Bitch. What about,
What's Your Fantasy?
Cadillac?
Oh.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, what was that song
see,
called?
it's still holding up.
Southern
Southern
Hospitality.
Hospitality.
We
yeah,
might be
that's what
tripping. I think Ludacris' shit might be holding up a lot stronger.
Welcome to
than we're
Atlanta,
really
where the
listening.
players play. Come
Shout out
on,
to
bro.
Shout out Jermaine Dupri.
Shout out
Jermaine
JD.
Dupri. Golly, dude. I
But
love
Ludacris
Welcome
had
to Atlanta.
area codes.
Oh my God,
Bro.
he had
R.I.P. Nate
hits.
Dogg.
Telling you, dog, he had them.
He was
Splash
good,
Waterfalls.
Oh.
Was Twist on
When he
that?
was later in his career, he had that Runaway. He
Yeah.
had that.
With Mary J.
Yeah, he had.
Was Ludacris? Was Twist on Splash Waterfalls?
Shout out Ludacris. He's
Yeah, I
probably
don't know.
watching, guys. I mean,
Yeah, clearly.
probably.
Yeah,
All the greats watch.
absolutely.
Yeah, shout out Ludacris, bro.
Ludacris had hits, bro.
Ludacris just went up 3 spots on my top 20.
I think he went up about 3 on my spot.
Let's look up Ludacris. I'm gonna look up Ludacris's top.
Well done,
songs.
Squints. That's a
Oh yeah,
perfect
he was
number.
featured on with Usher.
What's his numbers looking like? Is he still popping?
Man,
I'm sure they're still huge, dude. Let me see.
watch out, Mouth. What is that? How does that verse start? On the, yeah.
Bend over to. He's a.
Watch
I
out,
mean,
Mouth.
he's like 6 million monthly listeners.
That's fucking still pretty good.
That's
Bro,
crazy,
he
but
hasn't
like-
made music in a minute.
My Chick Bad. That's
He
the
probably ain't
My
dropped a
Chick
song.
Bad.
133 million on Spotify. My Chick Bad.
I forgot about
Act
that
a
shit,
Fool
man.
from the Fast and Furious soundtrack. Roll Out. We didn't even
Roll
name that
Out.
one.
Oh my God.
Oh, no.
How Low, which I don't even know that one. It's at 84 million. It was on the
Dude,
Battle of the Sexes.
Ludacris legit might be a problem in verses.
Bro, very.
Against
like,
who?
He
look
might
at
be
that.
a
Against who?
problem in verses.
Against who? Who we
Against
going
a
against?
lot of people.
I think you put him up. I think him and T.I. would be a great versus. I think Ludacris has more hits, though.
I think Ludacris would. I like T.I.'s rap.
Nah, you say that, Chad, and then you start doing the same shit with
T.I. got
T.I.,
some
and you're going to be
shit.
like, oh, hold
T.I.
up.
got some shit. He got some
T.I. got some
shit.
hits, man.
That's a good one.
He went through a whole album of hits.
That's a
man.
good call.
King,
T.I. would be the guy.
Like the
T.I. would be
King
the guy.
era with T.I. He
Maybe
was killing
maybe you
it.
throw like that whole era.
Urban
maybe.
Legend, amazing.
Fabulous, maybe somebody like that.
Yeah, Fabulous is
Urban
great.
Legend.
I think
yeah, that one.
I
Urban
think
Legend.
put somebody like Fabulous against him.
I think.
I mean, you can't put him with like Snoop and
There's so
you
many
know,
artists like
you know
that
what
from
I'm
that
saying?
era,
but
dude.
like the time frame, Ludacris Word of Mouth and T.I. Urban Legend came out. I want to say around the same time.
Oof.
Those albums are amazing albums.
Oh,
like
yes.
song for
absolutely.
song, as far as overall
I've been
bodies of
song.
work.
for so long.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those were banging for so long.
I totally agree with that.
I probably did more dirt to fucking T.I.'s Urban Legend than anything in my life.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, for sure. Because Word of Mouth came out in 01. So it may have come out a little bit before Urban Legend. Let me look.
God, dude, I
That's
was
gonna bother me.
fucking 19 years old, dude.
Young Buck was one of those dudes too that got you hyped like that. When you
Oh,
were
for
listening.
sure.
Oh yeah, dude. Buck
So I'm
Definitely
tripping.
did that.
Urban Legend was
I forgot. I'm in
2004.
Nashville.
It was
This is
trap
Buck
music.
City, right? Yeah.
Yeah, this is definitely home for Buck.
Yeah.
And what's crazy about that Stomp record, they were beefing with each other
Yes.
at the time.
And there was a jab thrown on that
And
record.
there was, and see, they took off whose verse they put Game on there.
Yeah.
Took off
But
Lil
which-
Scrappy's verse, right?
No, they took off T.I.'s verse or Ludacris verse one. They took off T.I.'s verse.
Yeah.
So there was like a version of both of them, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So see, Ludacris verse had a shot at T.I. Am I saying that right?
I believe so.
And then T.I.'s people, or he decided I don't want to be on it now.
Yes.
After it came out. 'Cause that was
After it
before
came out.
internet was popping. and
Yes.
stuff. And
I
then
remember
Game
all
got
of this.
put on the record.
Yes. I remember all this. I don't remember the Game verse, but I remember all this
But
shit.
he was on. I believe he is on there.
I remember the shit with T.I. and Luda,
Wait,
though.
Game was on that,
I'm
right?
pretty sure, bro. I could be. Let me look.
I remember something happening where there was a revision of the record later. For
Man, what
sure.
happened? What's going on with Game right now?
I think he's just crazy. He,
Game
just
just
he needs
lost his
attention,
damn mind
man.
recently, dude.
Dude
You
just
gotta-
needs
You've
attention.
been in Hollywood for too long or something.
Needs
Yeah,
attention, bro.
Yeah, man.
He just wants to be relevant, and I get it.
what
He's
happened?
dope. He'd be dope if he just be cool. You know what I mean?
His first 5 albums were fire.
Yeah, but
Classics.
this whole other shit, and he's
This is
rap. I
different,
think, but
bro.
look, this different though. Where he's at right now, I think he's rapping better than he's ever rapped. For sure,
Really?
I do. I really do. I think he's
no.
rapping like there's parts of him rapping now that's just better than I've heard in the past. But I think most of the shit he's saying is just for attention, and how he's saying it's for attention. All the records are mimicking other artists and shit. Like that's fucking. I
Yeah,
don't
Game
know.
Yeah.
Game was on it. Now the version
was
on
the main
iTunes
shout-out guy.
has Ludacris and T.I. Game did have a verse on it. The version that I bought on CD had Game on it
Oh, okay.
Really?
back then. Yeah,
So
because
like
that was when that was like
Cashville 101 or whatever had Game on it?
it was straight out of Cashville.
Straight
yeah,
out of
it had-
Cashville.
It had,
Yeah, Stomp.
there may
I'm
have been
putting
multiple
Jeezy and Big
versions.
Buck together.
Yeah, there may have been multiple versions that came out, but I'm pretty sure that I had the one with Game on it.
That's
So
fire.
yeah, that's crazy.
That was a fire track, man.
Yeah, man. That
He was on the other one too, Bang. What was T.I. had the song Bang? That was on Buck's.
I remember that
shit,
song.
right?
bang, motherfucker.
That was
That had
Jeezy,
Scrap- had
Jeezy,
Scrappy
that's
and
Jeezy,
Jeezy on there.
yeah.
I barely remember that, but I remember it.
That song
Remember
was a
Trillville?
banger, bro.
Trillville.
Bro, you remember Trillville?
I do remember.
Remember
Trillville.
Field Mob?
Dude,
Field Mob was so fire, dog.
Slim Thug.
Yeah, Slim Thug, he's still fire too. He's still,
Yeah.
does- but Field Mob's
Field
they
Mob blew
signed-
the fuck up too,
Yeah, and
boy.
Field Mob
Got a
signed to
big
Disturbing the
bag.
Peace.
Yeah, they got a big bag for that too. I want to
They're-
say that was a big bag for them.
Good. I like hearing that. I like hearing anybody win.
Yeah,
I wonder what happened with those guys, man.
I want to say that was a 2-album deal. I've heard this story before. I don't even want to talk on it because I don't know how wrong I am. But fuck it, I don't care. If I'm
love
wrong, I'm
Field
wrong,
Mob, bro.
But I want to say that was a 2-album deal, and after the success of the first album, they had problems between the two of them. I think.
It was either that or it was problems with Disturbing the Peace because their first album was called Ash It a Classy 6, and then that's how they got
What's the
found by
green one though?
Yeah, so they did
The
Rooted
green
to the
one's where
Tutor
they
was
blew up.
the Rooted to the Tutor was when they did
What's the record? They had one that was a
Sick of Being Lonely. That's the one that
Sick
blew
of
up.
Being lonely.
That was
Ooh,
that was when they were on.
Shout out Jazzy Faye. That was Jazzy Faye, right?
They weren't with
that.
they weren't
song
with
was hard.
Disturbing the Peace, were they?
DTP?
I don't know, bro. That was like, we're stupid. Oh well.
Yeah, I have no.
No, but then they did Light Poles
We
and
going
Pine
back to
Trees.
this
That's
shit.
this one. That's that one. That's the second one they did. I'm pretty sure they were signed to Disturbing the Peace, bro.
One of them guys. One of those guys in that. What's them guys' name? J-Bo. and-
Sean J was one of them.
I want to say one of the guys from Field Mob is constantly referred to as one of the best to ever do it. As far as
This dude right here is
lyricist-wise.
this one right here. This dude right here, the light skinned one. He was the one. They were both so fire, bro. I hate that they
Yeah.
didn't keep putting out
Yeah,
albums.
because I want to say I've heard like a lot of creditable artists, like some of the greats, say that one of the gentlemen from Field Mob is one of the most slept on artists to ever walk.
Yeah, it's
the
probably
earth.
Sean J. Yeah, because another song that I knew that they're Disturbing the Peace because Ludacris did the Georgia record and they were on Georgia record. Yeah.
Man,
That
it
shit was fire,
and that
too.
was right when Ray was dropping. Remember
Yep,
that, bro?
yep.
That was shit. Golly,
Yep.
shout out to Luda. That's what sparked that whole conversation.
Yeah, shout out to Ludacris.
Shout out
Man.
to
The way he
Ludacris.
used to come on the train, Luda.
Yeah, crazy too, bro.
Yeah,
I love, but I love the emotion and the ad libs and shit. Like he would just, but like you said though, it's not it.
You're not wrong with saying that. Like you don't go back to it, but
You
like
don't go back
he
to it.
would be a problem in some versus battles though.
Yeah,
And
I want
like-
that. I want that versus with somebody.
Yeah, I don't know who it should be. I think T.I. was a good call.
Yeah,
I think T.I. might.
I think from a marketing aspect
I
for
don't know who would
verses,
win that.
like for
That's the
Triller
one.
and all that,
That'd
that
be
would
huge.
be the move because you
That's the
call it
one.
like king of the
King of the old school Atlanta.
ATL. You know,
Otherwise, Lil
ATL
Baby
King.
gonna be like, "Yo, what you talking about? I'm the king right now."
Little Baby
Well,
is
well,
though.
another thing about Ludacris, I don't want to say without Ludacris, but that is how I found out about one of my favorite rappers ever, 2 Chainz, bro. He was Titty Boy.
2 Chainz.
He was signed to,
He was signed to Philbomb?
Yeah,
No,
he was signed to Disturbing the Peace.
Yeah.
DTP, yeah.
They were Play a Circle. It
Play
was-
a Circle.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to the other guy from Play a Circle?
I think he still may do stuff.
What's
here
his
and there.
name?
Oh man, you're gonna make me.
I'm sorry.
You're gonna
I'm
make
sorry.
me.
I'm sorry.
Hang on, Dollar.
Dollar.
Yeah,
Yeah,
somebody
dope
else.
ass album though. Play a Circle.
Yeah.
bruh, they were so that.
2 Chainz is another slept on.
Little duffel bag boy.
Another artist from
got
DCP. You remember
bars,
he had a big buzz, then he just fell off I-20. They had this super
dude, he
deep
got in
voice.
trouble.
I'm not hip to him. I don't know.
He was
I'm
on
not hip
Move
to him.
Bitch.
He had deep voice.
Yeah, he was
super
And
deep.
then Shauna was part
Shauna
of
was
it.
dope.
Shauna
She
a
was
problem.
fire.
She was hot too.
Yeah, she was fire.
20 though. Was it 20 or 40? It's 20. What was
I-20.
his song, bruh? I don't have my phone.
I'm
bro.
not hip to I-20. I don't know.
If you heard him, you'd be
Yeah,
like,
dude.
Yeah.
he's on Move Bitch. He's got a verse on Move Bitch.
Real deep voice,
bitch.
man. I'm talking like
Yeah, it was him.
Like he talked different, bro.
He
like,
put out the album Self-Explanatory. What was the album? The song title?
I remember the cover for the I-20 album.
That one.
Like
Yeah.
Interstate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the
I still
song?
don't-
Fighting in the Club. It had Titty Boy on there, and it had Lil Flip on there. I think it had to be that one.
No, that's not.
Was he
it.
on Game Over? No.
No.
That was just
20
what-
had a feature or something that was much more recognizable than.
And he had
I know
one
what
with
song
Break
you're
Bread,
talking about.
Break Bread with Bone Crusher and Ludacris.
Maybe.
Hennessy and Hydro with 3-6.
Nah,
Maybe.
I'm sleeping on dude.
Yeah,
Nah, you
Juvenile.
know, if you hear him, you'll know who he is, bro.
Keisha. I don't know.
You'll know who he is,
It
though.
doesn't show me like his. I mean, because it's all
DTP.
features that he's on. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out Ludacris and DTP.
Another artist from DTP, Chingy. Remember Chingy?
Dude,
Yeah.
one
Chingy's
call
got a
away
new
is
record.
Still banging.
One call away.
Shout out Jay
Still
Weave.
banging.
Shout out Jay Weave.
Still
Yeah.
banging.
Best
One
feature
call
ever.
away. I
Give
don't
me a
give a fuck.
call if you want to come roll with me.
Hell yeah,
It's my
dude.
baby.
He's got a brand new single. Shout out Chingy. He's probably watching too.
He's got a
Dude,
new.
Chingy
He's got
had-
a new single.
He's
That's
got a
crazy.
brand new-
Chingy had big boy hits, dog.
Dude,
Big
one-
bag too.
One
Yeah.
call away is that's
Bro, Hotel was huge.
yeah,
Yeah.
no doubt, no doubt.
Y'all are welcome for
Or
that
Holiday
Jay
Inn, I'm
Weave I
tripping.
just gave y'all.
Yeah,
I
that
just
was-
gave y'all
You
dope
did.
ass Jay Weave, bro.
That's,
Hotel was Cassidy.
Say you wanna come to
yeah,
my
that's Cassidy
hotel.
and
Shout out
Kelly.
Cassidy.
R. Kelly.
R. Kelly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't want to say
I'm gonna
R.I.P.
pee
R.
all
Kelly,
up
but
on you.
R.I.P. his career, I guess.
Said
But
I'm gonna pee all
Cassidy
up
had
on
hits too,
No
bro.
shout out R. Kelly.
Nah,
No shit. Cassidy had hits too, bro.
Cassidy.
Cassidy did not have hits. Cassidy was a great rapper.
He had 2 hits.
Dude, by himself. Name one song that he did by himself.
He's got
You
2.
didn't think
It's
AM was
like
a
Joe
PM?
Budden. Like
Oh,
Joe
well,
Budden
no,
had
it
a
wasn't.
Jay Budden had a hit
I'm
record,
a hustler,
bro.
bro.
He
Yeah,
did,
I'm a
but-
hustler. I'm a
But that had
hustler.
Jay-Z on the hook.
Jay-Z
I'm a
did the
hustler.
hook.
It doesn't matter. The
Yeah.
core of the. I mean, he had a hit record. I know. I'm sorry if that's his.
No, he's saying solo. He's saying solo.
But it was a hit record. Like I'm pretty sure he got a.
I
gold
think
record.
Cassidy bar wise is
No, I love Cassidy's bars.
unbelievable. I'm
He's
just
talking
saying,
about
like,
solo songs.
I feel like
out of
I feel like he
hook.
put
Yeah.
a bad. I feel like him and there was a few other artists that put a bad rap on battle rap names.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah, I
I
can
mean,
see why
for
that
sure.
rubs you a
Because
certain
it
way.
was like a battle rap can't make a song
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
they couldn't make songs. You know what I'm saying? They got their shot and they couldn't
Jen
make songs.
definitely
drink and
proved
my
that,
two-step.
bro.
Well, Jen wasn't even.
How did that even happen?
Get
I
no
don't-
better.
I was used to be out there in Cali.
That's
I
all.
didn't know anybody that knew Jen.
better. That's a good record.
Who the
Yeah.
fuck was Jen battling? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
106 in Park.
Yeah,
dude.
that's
But
it.
I'm saying like
That's
he
it.
he
don't
wasn't
get me
out.
wrong. Hollow is different. Hollow.
Oh yeah, Hollow's a
Hollow's
beast, bro. Yeah.
Hollow's different, but
But yeah, my drinking, my two step that had Swiss beats on it. AM to the PM is that I love that record. That's his #1 song on Apple Music. That's a solo joint.
my
yeah.
drinking my two step.
It's my nice
AM to the
He
PM
had good songs. It was just that's over a 30-year period of time, and
for sure.
yeah, he's just a legendary freestyle rapper and a legendary battle rapper.
Yeah,
I still think he's top 3 battle rappers of all time. Like,
Yeah.
no doubt.
Who's the top other 2? Top of the top 3. You don't have to give the specific order. but-
Battle rap. I mean, R.I.P. Pat Stay.
Yeah.
Pat Stay gotta be. I done seen him eat dudes alive on every stage in every country.
Yeah, bro.
Like he go other places and win.
Yeah.
Like, you know, that's the thing. Like A lot of those guys are great in their hometowns, and then they go other places, and they face a hostile crowd.
Lose at home court.
No, but like the most impressive thing I saw Pat Stay do was he had a whole crowd that hated him.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
And he still won the battle.
Yeah.
Like,
for sure.
you know what I mean? Like that was unbelievable to me. Even the crowd couldn't deny that he won the battle at the end of it.
Pat Stay's such a goat. He battled some dude in another country where they didn't even rap in English, right? So he battled this guy.
And he said, "You have absolutely no idea what I'm saying."
Yes,
right
and he's
now.
just yelling
I'm
a bunch
just
of
saying
shit.
a bunch of random words out to the crowd.
Yeah.
That motherfucker went
And they
crazy.
went nuts. They didn't even know what he was saying because they're not in English. Like, he was trolling the shit out of the crowd. It was so funny.
Yeah, he was a goat, man. He tried to
Jimmy,
be up
who's
there.
the third one?
I mean, Eminem's a fucking.
There it is. Cool.
You know
That's
what I mean?
easy enough.
Yeah, I mean, Eminem got to be.
Chad, did you get that little thing I sent you where it was that British rapper? I just sent it to you recently. It's a British rapper, and he's on like Flex or something, and he's like a creditable British rapper. You know what I mean? I'll try to find it before you leave, Jimmy. And I'll show it.
Snapping
They snap, but I'm gonna be 100 with y'all. I don't know what half the time they're talking about
because their accent.
because of what they're
so
referring to and how they're referring to it. I don't know what the fuck they're. I have an idea. I think I know, right? But I sent Chad a verse of this one artist, and forgive me, I don't know who he is, but I know he is a very, very recognizable and creditable British rapper. And the freestyle he spits, he explains every term from what we call it to what they call it.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
That's
it's
great.
Fucking dope as fuck.
Yeah,
and
that's
I found it and refused to lose it, so I sent it to a handful of people. I thought I sent it to you, Chad.
Oh, Central C is dude's name.
Central C. There's a freestyle where he's like
100,000 likes on Facebook. Yeah, he went.
y'all
viral
call
with
it,
that one.
we call it he's going off, bro, and it's the most educational yet dope fucking shit I've seen in a minute. I like that a lot.
The dude Tim Westwood.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Westwood, Tim Westwood
he
freestyle.
He had some dude. I'm trying to remember the guy's name right now. He had one guy. He was from Palestine that went in there.
He's
and
world
just-
renowned, dude.
Yeah, he went in there and just absolutely destroyed it. Like I don't think I've heard. I ain't heard many dudes rip a freestyle like that ever.
Dope.
I'm trying to think of the guy's name. He was unbelievable.
Bro, I'll tell you who ripped the fucking Tim Westwood freestyle, and that I think the dude's hilarious. But Lil Dicky went on there and destroyed that motherfucker,
Yeah.
dog.
I love that TV show.
Dude, he went on there and
That motherfucker's
destroyed
raw.
that Tim Westwood.
Dave.
Yeah,
I never watched it.
Shout out Andrew
It got
Santino.
super-
He from around where I'm from.
He's one of my favorite comedians
Yeah,
ever,
yeah,
dog.
he's,
Andrew Santino's a
Yeah,
beast.
shout out Andrew Santino.
I never seen the show, but I literally saw where Lil Dicky posted the other day. He's like sitting in a director's chair, and it says Dave on the back of it, and he said season 3 coming soon.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
I'll
it's
be
got to.
season 1. I've only finished season 1. Season 1 got super,
Gay.
yeah, like super, like
He likes to
You
be
mean season
naked and
2?
shit.
You mean season 2?
no, the season 1 when he's doing the rap song about being in jail. Does it get worse?
Oh, it gets way worse.
Oh
in
yes,
season
yes,
2.
yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
it gets way worse.
it was a little rough.
We don't. Do-
It was rough.
Man, that shit was funny as hell.
Nah,
You
but
watched
shit-
it
I would have got
confused
us
as
canceled.
hell.
What I was about to
That's
say.
what I did.
You watched it confused as hell, but it was like it was funny as fuck.
Yeah, for sure. And
Dave funny as hell.
Yeah, I'll watch season 2 for sure. I just
I like hearing him rap where he's being funny. I like where he's like got people's attention. Like when he was on.
He got a whole vibe to him that I don't think anybody else.
Bro,
got
when
a
he was
vibe
on
like
Sway
Yeah,
The
after
Sway
this, I
freestyle.
want you to look up the Westwood one. It's fucking great, dude.
that. That's what's up.
from Lil Dicky,
Yes.
I'm
I
down.
just seen J. Cole do a couple freestyles on Sway and shit like that.
Yeah, how you feel about
And
those?
I didn't know he could do that. Like the way he went in was just so vicious. It was like what? It shocked me.
Who did I watch rap the other day? Where they? Oh, it's Dave East, and
Oh,
Dave
he's a
East spits a verse, and then spits it backwards. Have y'all seen that?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, watch that fucking
That's
shit
fire.
because it not only makes sense going the front way, it makes sense going the opposite way.
That's fine. I think was it Dave East? Are you sure it was Dave East? 'Cause I think I just watched
I'm
that.
pretty confident it was Dave East. I hope I'm not wrong.
Yeah, that's.
It was either
I think I
Dave
just-
East
'cause I just
or it
watched
was
somebody do
Joyner
that.
Lucas.
I think it was no. I think it was Joyner Lucas.
It's one of those.
I think
two.
it was Joyner Lucas because I saw what you're talking
Can you
about.
Google
I,
that,
I
Chad,
don't
for me
think it
real
was
quick?
Dave East.
Google what?
Backwards
'Cause
freestyle.
that was one of the ones. That was when I was watching the J. Cole thing. I think I watched that like right after that.
I hope I'm not wrong.
Pretty sure it's Joyner Lucas.
I thought it was Dave East.
I seen the Dave East one from back in the day when Nas first co-signed him, and he was an animal.
I just watched a dope podcast with him on that Ripper Magoo
Yeah.
Bob Minery podcast with Dave East and Antonio Brown on the same segment. It was
That's a
super
crazy-
random,
that
but
is
yeah.
super
You know,
It was Joyner Lucas.
yeah.
It was backwards part 2. Apparently, he did a song called Backwards in 2014,
Oh, cool. I didn't know that.
and then did the Funk Flex thing.
But at least when I was wrong, I said,
You had
or
some-
it was.
Yeah, you had it right.
Okay, cool.
You had it right. I couldn't click it in my brain until you said it.
But it's dope. I saw that clip just the other day. I don't know how old it was, but it was dope.
Shout out SMG Jimmy.
Shout out SMG Jimmy.
Shout out fucking some shit to say podcast.
Right.
Man. What the fuck?
It's been great having you, bro.
Man, I appreciate you having me, man.
I'm it's been such random and good conversation, like on and off camera. I hope we took enough time to at least let you guys know that this guy's a pretty great artist. And
Sorry, yeah, check
he's
me
got
out.
some music
I got
out
some
there.
shit
Y'all
coming
should
out.
check
I'm
out.
coming out with some shit with Twista. All the people from Mako Music, they all fuck with me. Emilio Rojas was fucking
man.
cool as fuck. A whole bunch of
Right.
people. I got shit coming with a whole bunch of people, and I got some fire shit on my own. Believe that.
Yeah,
So-
facts. We've heard some of it on off the camera before we started, and like I said, I'm over here with pom poms in my hand trying to get Chad and Jimmy collabed ASAP
Let's do it.
because I think that would just be amazing.
Man, you guys are great guys. So anything y'all need for sure.
Dope,
Appreciate you, bro.
Whatever,
Well,
man. You guys have been awesome.
We're about to do this interview too.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, with all that being said, bro, before we let you go, just know that we offer some opportunities for artists to get that seat. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But we gave you that opportunity and wanted you to be a part of this show, and
I'm so
we're glad
grateful for it, man.
we're glad you took the time and came up or came down rather, and took time out of your day to come all the way out here to sit with us and do this,
Likewise,
man.
dude. Likewise.
We were excited to have you on. We're glad that when you got here, it's been a cool
It's
vibe,
been
bro.
awesome, man. You guys have been cool as
Yeah,
fuck, man.
but just know, bro, next time you're back in the Ville for whatever fucking reason,
Yeah, I'm coming through.
come tap back in, bro.
No
come
doubt,
grab
sure,
a
I'm coming
chair.
through. Anytime I'm here, I'm gonna hit y'all.
Yeah,
up from now on, bro.
as long as we know you're in town, we'll move around and try to make it happen where we're all here and we do it again, man. But
Man, I appreciate that, bro.
if you guys don't know, links in the description below. We'll put the Angel description down below, some of his contact stuff.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. Come
Man,
back
this
anytime.
This has been great. Thank you very much.
Dope, bro. And yeah, y'all know what it is. I got some shit to say.com, chadarmestv.com. Anything else, Chatty?
No, we're good, Bubba. Let's get it.
Let's go.
Bow.
Bitch, we got views.